How do you get from where you are to where you want to be? Whether that's financially, relationally, emotionally, spiritually, or even physically. How do you reach your goal when you feel stuck? Listen, as you may know, I wrote a new book called The Lead Through Method, the proven steps to getting unstuck, leading your life, and getting results. Welcome to the Lead Through Method podcast. Are you stuck in your finances, not clear on your career goals, failed resolutions on your health goals, relationships that are about to break apart, or have you lost your faith? You know that there is more. If you want to get a breakthrough in any and every area of your life, you're going to have to lead your life there. Welcome to the Lead Through Method podcast. Welcome everyone to the show, and as you may or may not have noticed, we are rebranding the show. It is now called the Lead Through Method podcast. The Lead Through Method podcast. And the reason I'm doing this is because I believe it will help people just really clarify what it is that we're doing here on the show and what my goals are, literally to help people get unstuck, lead their lives, and get results in any area of life, really, in any spoke of life, whether that is in their finances, in their careers, in their faith, or in their leadership. And so I thank you for joining me. So much has happened over the last month. We launched our new book, the Lead Through Method book, which is available right now on Amazon. I want to thank each and every one of you who have bought the book or bought the book for someone else, for who have posted pictures with the book, who have left a review. And if you haven't done none of these things, make sure you go ahead and do that. It's available now on Amazon.com, The Lead Through Method by Jose Vargas, yours truly. And once you get it, shoot me a message. Shoot me a picture of you with the book. I would love to repost that, retag you on that. And it means the world to me to see friends like you picking up the book and being transformed and hopefully encouraged by the content of the book. So much has happened. Recently, I was speaking to a group of men at a conference, and it was a small group of guys, and I spoke to them about this subject that I want to bring to you today. And the reason why is because I really do believe that if you're going to lead your life, if you're going to transform your life in any capacity, you have to have a vision for it. You have to have a vision for it. You know, one of the greatest gifts given to mankind is not the gift of sight, but the gift of vision. Because sight is the function of the eyes and vision is the function of the heart. And I believe Helen Keller first said that statement, but I really do believe that if we're going to transform our lives, it starts with the vision of what we want our lives to look like. And this is what I'm passionate about, helping people get a live of what I call a lead through type of life. And it starts there. It starts with recognizing where you are. But before I jump ahead of myself, let me just start off with a story that I shared with this group of guys. And literally, I had in my hand a roll of the iconic duct tape. Okay. And what many people don't realize is that duct tape was invented by a woman named Vesta Stout. Okay. Vesta, she was a working mom in Illinois who wanted to save soldiers' lives. And it was 1943, in the middle of World War II. And the war was personal for Vesta. See, Vesta had two sons serving in the U.S. Navy. And one day while she was working her job at the plant in Illinois, she noticed that the boxes of ammunition that she was packing and inspecting had a flaw. They were sealed with paper tape with a tab to open them. Workers would then dip the entire ammunition box in wax to make it waterproof, but the paper tape that was very thin and the tabs often tore off, leaving the soldiers frantically trying to open these boxes while under heavy fire. I would say that's not a good setup. So Vesta had an aha moment. She said to herself, why not create a waterproof cloth tape to seal the boxes instead? So She came up with this idea and she suggested it to her supervisor, but did not find the support that she was looking for. Her supervisor kind of dismissed her and didn't think it was a good idea. But when most would have given up and quit, Vesta would not give up. And so she decided to go above her supervisor's head. And on February 10th, 1943, she wrote a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt outlining the problem and her solution, completed with diagrams. I love that. President Roosevelt was so impressed that he passed her letter on to the War Production Board, which mailed a letter back to Vesta letting her know that the idea for the duct tape had been approved. Can you imagine? The board then asked the Industrial Tape Corporation, which would be later called Johnson and Johnson, to produce the product because of his demonstrated expertise in making adhesive tapes. And the rest is duct tape history, pun intended. So today, the military often refers to this waterproof tape as a 100-mile-per-hour tape because it is known to be used to fix about anything, from Jeep fenders to boots. Okay? And I'm sure that if I ask you over coffee, have you ever used duct tape for something extraordinary or out of the ordinary, you would probably have a story. And so, again, the reason I share this story is because this story illustrates the power of picking up a vision and the power of vision and the ripple effects of what implementing a vision can have on those around you. Whether that is, if you are listening to this and you are leading a family, if you're leading an organization, if you are leading a business, then you need to hear this. And I want you to take notes or go back and listen to the podcast again, because I'm going to give you some practical things that you can do on implementing a vision, okay? Because I truly believe that there are some problems in your life, there are some problems in your business, there are some problems and situations in your nonprofit that will not get resolved until you get a vision for that particular area of life. And then you begin to work and implement that vision for that specific area of your life or organization. I would even say that there is nothing more unstoppable than a man who is strapped with a vision. Okay, think about history. When a man has a vision, he moves anything and everything in order to fulfill that vision. So, if Helen Keller, which I believe said this quote, that the greatest gift given to mankind is not the gift of sight, but the gift of vision, because sight is a function of the eyes and vision is a function of the heart, then we must answer the question, what is vision? What is vision? Here's a simple definition of vision. A vision is simply a picture of your preferred future. That's it. A vision is simply a picture of your preferred future, of the future of your, and I want you to look at this from the standpoint of your organization, your business, your personal life, your health, your marriage, right? Your parenting, your every spoke of life, your finances. What vision, what preferred picture do you have for those specific areas? You cannot live out a vision until you understand that you can have a vision. That sounds simple enough, but it's true. You cannot live out a vision until you understand that you can have a vision. Henry Ford once said that if you think you can, you're right. But if you think you can't, you're also right. In other words, whatever you believe you can do, then that's what you can do. All right? So there's nothing that will inspire the depressed and motivate the discouraged than vision. Vision will literally inspire the depressed and motivate the discouraged. So if you want to not only motivate yourself to do great things in this next season of your life, or even of your team and organization, then you need to have a compelling, inspired vision. What moves someone to follow or find a vision? It usually starts with what I call, in my lead through method, is what I call located. Okay, located. All right, I share this in my book. You've heard it time again throughout this podcast. You first have to assess where you are in order to begin to design the vision that you have for whatever spoke or area of life you want to implement this vision. Assessing where you are gives you clarity to move forward, and it helps clarify your vision. It is literally diagnosing the problem. It is locating yourself on the map and saying, this is where I am, and then this is where I need to be. Again, if we were driving down the road and you wanted to eat at a specific location, we first have to input in the map our current our current location. And I often say that you cannot get to your destination without first tracking your current location. I believe that's true. You can't solve a problem until you acknowledge the problem. You cannot heal a medical condition until you uncover what it is that needs healing. So, where are you? Where are you? That is the first place it starts. Envisioning yourself and creating a vision starts with where are you? Where is your organization? Where is your business? Where is your finances? Whatever spoke of area that you're trying to create vision for, you must first locate it. You must first assess where you are, okay? And then locating it, locating where you are, will give you a clarity on why you cannot remain there, on why you can't stay here, okay? Now, I want you to apply these 3 areas in your life. Okay, here are 3 steps to clarify your vision. 3 steps to clarify your vision. Number 1, find out what gets you excited and find out what breaks your heart. Find out what gets you excited and then find out what breaks your heart. For example, for me, I get excited to be able to impart and share and speak to leaders like you. It gets me excited. Nobody has to push me to do it. Nobody has to twist my arm to do it. But I get excited to share with other leaders. What breaks my heart? What breaks my heart is when I see people with full potential, leaders with so much potential who are stuck and are just going through life instead of leading through life. That's what breaks my heart. I want to shake somebody. I want to wake them up and I want to say, hey, listen, there's more in you. There's more talents. There's more abilities. There's more purpose. There's more opportunities than what you are going after, and you're choosing to settle instead of going after those things. And so that's what breaks my heart. So I want you to ask yourself, in the spoke or in the area of life that you're trying to write out a vision for that specific area, I want you to write what gets you excited and what breaks your heart. What breaks the heart of your team? What gets your team excited? Number 2, if you're a person of faith, this one you're going to love it. And if you're not a person of faith, you can either skip this one, or I invite you and I challenge you to really try this one in your own life, okay? And just try it for 7 days, all right? And the second one is this. It's important to me. Ask God to guide you as you move bravely. Ask God to guide you as you move bravely. Okay? As you're starting to write out what it is that you truly want, ask God to guide you. And here's the kicker. Then surrender that plan to God. Okay? Again, if you're a person of faith, I want you to do this. If you're not a person of faith, you can possibly try this and see. But I'm telling you, this works. And number 3, you have to break free from the mindsets that limit you. Break free from the mindsets that limit you. There is this principle called the law of the lid, and it's this idea that we all have lids in our leadership that we need other people to help lift, okay? Or that we need to lift in order to get to that next level in our leadership, in our success, in our influence. And we have to break free from those limiting mindsets. And we all have limiting beliefs about ourselves, about our abilities, about where, whether that's because of how we grew up, how we were raised, who said what, who said this. And we have to break free from those limiting beliefs in order to clarify that vision. Again, because I say that you cannot live out a vision until you understand that you can have a vision. And if you don't believe that you can have a bigger vision for your life than what you're experiencing, you'll never experience it. So breaking free from that limiting belief. And very quickly, I want to share with you a story. You probably heard the story, but I want to share with you because I believe it's such a powerful illustration of what breaking free from a limiting mindset can do but what happens when you don't. There's this farmer who had a baby elephant. And in order to train this baby elephant not to leave the parameters of his yard, he took a steel heavy chain and tied it around the elephant's leg. And so the elephant, every time he would try to push off and go beyond the parameter or the length of the chain, he would cause lacerations and pain to his leg. So much so that he would begin to bleed, and in pain, he would go back into the boundary of the yard. And he did this multiple times throughout the day, trying to break free, but he couldn't. And so the pain will cause him to go back. Now, this happened throughout time, and so much time went by that the elephant began to grow. And now we have this big, bold, strong, beautiful elephant. And he was now confined to the yard. He knew exactly how many steps to take before the chain will cause some pain in his life, before the chain will yank his leg. And so now he was trained. And so the farmer, the owner, saw this, and he now removed the steel heavy chain, and he replaced it with a little thin piece of twine, a little thin piece of rope that can be easily broken by you and me, especially by a big old elephant. He wouldn't even nudge. And so he replaced it with a thin piece of twine, but yet the elephant still believed that what was around his leg, his ankle, was the steel heavy chain. And he remained the rest of his life confined to a small yard, not experiencing the full world. And let me just tell you, as we're concluding this segment of it, and I have some more for you as it relates to vision, that it could be possible that you're not going for more, that you're not striving for higher mountains, that you're maybe not creating bigger goals for yourself because of limiting beliefs, limiting mindsets that are holding you back, because maybe someone said something that scarred you, because maybe you experienced a painful, traumatic event that scarred you. Maybe you lost money in a business deal. Maybe some partner betrayed you. Maybe someone left your organization. Maybe someone divided your organization. Maybe you were betrayed by a loved one or a close relative. Maybe you lost so much money in the stock market, or whatever it is for you. I want to let you know, don't let the pain of your past experience stop you from progressing and from experiencing all that there is for you. I'm not discounting the pain and I'm not minimizing it, but I want to let you know, don't let it limit you from what's possible for you, from what's possible for your life, from what's possible for whatever spoke of life you're trying to lead through. Whatever spoke of life you're trying to get a breakthrough in. Don't let it limit you because of those past experiences. Let me just tell you, that big elephant was strong and mighty and powerful, and so are you. You can rise again. You can conquer again. You can break free and begin to accomplish things that you've never accomplished, but you must break free from those limiting beliefs and from those things that may be holding you back, because you cannot live out a vision until you understand that you can have a vision. And there is more for you, for your organization, for your life, and for your marriage, for you as a parent. Okay? There is more for you. So I want to leave you with those three things as we wrap up this specific episode. But I want to continue, because next episode, I'm going to give you how to make vision come alive. And there are some things that you must do to make vision come alive. Okay. And if the closest people in your life, say your wife, is not on board with your vision, or maybe your team is not on board with your vision, I'm going to give you the three things that could be possible, or three things that could be going on why they're not going after your vision. And so what are some of the outcomes when you begin to live out that vision, and what happens when you don't live out that vision, and some of the reasons why you don't live out that vision. And we're going to talk about that in the next episode. But for now, I want to thank you for listening. I want to remind you that those are 3 steps that you can take today to begin to lead your life and lead through with excellence. All right? Listen, let me know what topics. I'm trying to get together a schedule for next year, 2023. What topics, what things you want to hear, what things you want me to talk about. Send me an email, jose@reachinghighernow.com, jose@reachinghighernow.com. Send me an email with with the subject line podcast ideas and tell me, what do you want to hear, all right, for this new upcoming year. I'll talk to you soon.